Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Curious Palate. This is Vidya Shivalingam. Cheesecake's an expensive affair in India, as cream cheese is seldom available and expensive too. But that's not a good enough reason to skip making cheesecake. Today I'll show you how to make cream cheese at home with very few ingredients, and then we'll go on to making the cheesecake with the very same cream cheese that we made. This recipe is so simple and delicious, you'd want to make it often. Now since we're making the cream cheese at home, it's also a very pocket-friendly dessert. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, then make sure to do that right away. And click on that bell icon to get notified when I put up the next recipe. Let's get started with the cheesecake without the efforts of baking one. Making cream cheese at home is really simple. It's as simple as making paneer with just a few tweaks. Cream cheese is a cheese made from milk and cream. It's mild in taste and is not aged like the other cheese. Take a heavy bottom large pot in order to avoid any burning. Pour equal portions of milk and whipping cream. I prefer using the whipping cream as this yields a larger amount of cream cheese and also is creamier just like the store-bought ones. Bring this to a boil and reduce the flame to low. Add 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. You could also use vinegar and stir this. The milk and cream mixture will almost immediately start to curdle. Let this simmer for some time longer and add lemon juice in stages, 1 tablespoon at a time. If you are using fresh cream, the curds and whey separation will be much clearer. But in case of whipping cream, as the fat content is high, there will be very little whey, and as you can see, they start coming to the sides and top of the cream. That's the cue to turn the stove off. Take a large bowl and place a sieve on top. Place a muslin cloth or a cheesecloth and pour the curdled milk mixture. If you don't like the lemony flavor or taste in the cream cheese, then rinse this in fresh cold water at this stage and allow it to rest for 15 to 20 minutes undisturbed. After 15 to 20 minutes, transfer this to a mixer jar and pulse for a few seconds. This helps in getting a creamy and soft cream cheese, which is more spreadable just like the store-bought ones. Transfer it to a bowl and refrigerate it for the cream cheese to cool down and get sturdier. You can store this for about a week and a half in the refrigerator. Let's take a look at the ingredients needed to make the cheesecake. Add the Oreos to a Ziploc bag and crush them to a fine powder. You could also do this in a food processor or a mixer. Transfer the crushed Oreos to a bowl and add the melted butter, salt and mix it well until the texture resembles that of a wet sand. The Oreos are now ready to form the base. Line an 8-inch spring foam tin with parchment paper, especially on the sides. Transfer the Oreo mixture to this cake tin and press it with the help of a measuring jar or a tumbler to pack it tightly. Set this aside in the refrigerator to cool down. Meanwhile, let's get started on making the cream cheese batter. Finally, chop 300 grams of dark or semi-sweet chocolate and add it to a clean and a dry bowl. Make sure that the bowl does not have any water content. Melt this chocolate thoroughly with the help of either a microwave or a double boiler. If you're doing it in the microwave, make sure to do them at 30-second intervals and mixing them in between. Set this melted chocolate aside and take a large bowl. Let's check on the cream cheese that we had refrigerated. Add 2 cups of this cream cheese to the large bowl. Notice how the cream cheese has firmed up after refrigeration. I could get 3 cups of cream cheese by using 750 ml each of milk and whipping cream. Add a tablespoon of vanilla extract to this cream cheese and sift the icing sugar into this cream cheese bowl. With the help of a hand blender, beat this cream cheese until it becomes creamy and fluffy. Add a pinch of salt and continue beating until well combined. To this cream cheese batter, pour in the melted chocolate and mix well with the help of a spatula. Make sure to scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl thoroughly. As you mix, you'll notice that this mixture is firming up. But don't worry, once we add the whipped cream, this will go back to normal. In another bowl, take 1 cup of chilled whipped cream and beat it with the help of a hand blender. Beat it just until we get the soft peaks. Add the whipped cream to the cream cheese and chocolate mixture in batches and mix them well. Again, remember to scrape the sides and bottoms of the bowl. Once all these ingredients are combined very well, let's pour this cheesecake batter into the cake tin and refrigerate for a minimum of 1 hour in the freezer or overnight in the fridge. At this stage, our cheesecake is actually ready. But I'm sure you agree, when it comes to chocolate, there's nothing called too much. Let's make the chocolate and peanut butter ganache. This is the final layer of our cheesecake. To a bowl, add milk chocolate chips or finely chopped milk chocolate. Pour half a cup of whipping cream over this chocolate and a quarter cup of peanut butter. If you haven't watched my recipe on how to make peanut butter in 1 minute, the link is right up here. Lastly, add in a pinch of salt and melt this mixture in either a microwave or over a double boiler. To this ganache mixture, add 1 teaspoon of butter. The butter makes the ganache glossy and smooth. The addition of peanut butter and salt takes this ganache to another level. This gives the cheesecake a very complex taste and makes you want to go for some more every time you take a bite. Pour this chocolate ganache over the cold cheesecake. Make sure not to do it when the cheesecake is still not formed up. Otherwise, both the ganache and the cheesecake batter will end up getting mixed. Refrigerate this overnight. While cooling, the ganache gets thick and firm, making it easier to cut into the cheesecake. Once the cheesecake has cooled down, remove the cake from the tin and carefully remove the parchment paper. If the ganache seems stuck to the parchment paper, use a blow dryer or a warm towel to warm the sides of the cake, making it easier to release from the paper. To cut into this cheesecake, clean the knife with a warm wet towel and make sure to clean the knife between every cut to get a clean finishing on the cake slice. And our amazingly delicious and sinful no-bake chocolate cheesecake is finally ready. This cheesecake has the perfect blend of textures and tastes. The Oreo cookie base is crunchy and sweet, while the cheesecake itself is creamy and rich, and the peanut butter chocolate ganache on the other hand is gooey and salty. These 3 layers go along with each other so well that they perfectly balance the cheesecake. If you like this recipe, make sure to click on the like button and do give this recipe a try. And for any feedbacks or queries, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, make sure to subscribe to the Curious Palate so you don't miss another update from me. Bye bye, happy baking!